Hi, my name is Jack, and welcome to a tribute to Ratchet and Clank. Ratchet and Clank is my favourite video game series of all time. Ratchet and Clank was released on the 4th of November 2002 in North America and November 6, 2002 in Australia. The first game in the series kicked off an entire franchise that is still going to this day. There's the fantastic original trilogy, Ratchet, Deadlock, or Gladiator, depending on your region, where Ratchet, Clank, and now have been captured to fight in a gladiatorial sport where you must fight your way through to escape. The PSP games, Size Matters and Secret Agent Clank, which were later ported to PS2. The PS3 games, or the Future Saga, Tools of Destruction, Quest for Booty, A Crack in Time, and Into the Nexus, which tells the story of Ratchet and Clank trying to find the Lombaxes, as well as two spin-off games on PS3. All for One, which is a 4-player multiplayer game, where Ratchet, Clank, Quark, and Dr. Nefarious have to team up. Well, I only played it by myself. Ratchet and Clank Full Frontal Assault, or Q-Force, also depending on your region, which is a tower defense-like game. There was also the reboot in 2016, which retells the story of Ratchet and Clank, which was based off the movie tie-in, as well as the most recent release, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, which may set up more games in the future. Somehow, even with the formula, with how the game plays, is very similar, from the first to the most recent, Insomniac tweaked and changed it just enough to make most of the games feel fresh. The weapons of Ratchet and Clank were either super imaginative or just plain cool. Some of my personal favourites were the Negotiator, which was a rocket launcher, the two starter weapons, the Shock Blaster and the Nitro Launcher from Ratchet and Clank 3, as well as the Ricochet and Black Hole Storm from Rift Apart. Even if A Crack in Time is my personal favourite, the original trilogy has a special place in my heart. From the PS2 days to the PS3 days, and what looks like a new era, with what was left on Rift Apart, the journey about an unlikely duo who meet, become a team, good friends, and even family. I'm not really sure how I exactly got into Ratchet and Clank. I don't really remember my first memory with the PS2, but my favourite one on the PS2 that I played the hell out of was Ratchet and Clank 3, Up Your Arsenal. I'm not sure if anyone else did this, but when I was a small monkey brain boy, I wasn't exactly good at video games, even though I really enjoyed it. So I played it until I got stuck, and that would normally be about, it's where you find Owl and that plasma, the plasma beams, and you have to redirect them with the reflector. That's the one, yep. I'd normally get kind of like bored and stuck on that. There were multiple times where I got kind of further than that, but there were moments where I kind of just got stuck on certain parts, and I would just kind of reset it, and I'll just start a new save. Maybe opening to Ratchet and Clank 3 is perfect. It was not till later that I actually got Ratchet and Clank 2 locked and loaded, or Going Commando if you're in America. I see you fellas on the PS3 collection. Ratchet and Clank was always there for me. Not many people that I knew around my age played Ratchet and Clank. It's like, oh, have you played these games? And they're like, I don't even know it, or I have heard of it. I'm like, oh yeah, they're good games, or I know like my older sibling has played them. So I got that quite a lot. And it wasn't until early 2021 when I got in contact with a friend, and we were just like, oh, what are we doing? And he was playing like Jack and Daxter, and I was like freaking out. And because I'd like someone my age, 20, whether that's old or not, that's your decision. He was playing that, and I'm like, oh, I freaked out. I'm like, oh my god, have you played the other ones? Yeah, do you know Ratchet and Clank? He's like, hell yeah, man. Like, these are all the ones I played. Like, oh. And we just like freaked out over that. I knew someone that, they knew. It's like, oh my god. And I'd known this person for like 3 years, so yikes, oopsie. Did talk about our hobbies. So yeah, recently, just kind of throughout last year and this year, we've been catching up playing Ratchet and Clank, and I've reminiscing about the good old days. So I thought about my 20th birthday, I would get myself a PS2, because when I was younger, did have a PS2, and we got the PS3, thanks Dad. We also had the PS3, which, God bless my dad, Christmas '09, perfect. Later down the line, we traded in for Little Big Planet 2, which, now I feel a bit conflicted because, oh my god, that's my original PS2, but it's like, oh my god, Little Big Planet 2's a freaking great game, bruh! So, I decided for my 20th birthday that I would get myself a PS2 and get Ratchet and Clank, and after playing it, I just had a rush of nostalgia with all the visuals, music, and just playing it on my PS2 controller, just the way it felt, and it just reminded me of the good old days. Well, as much as I can remember, I was like 5, where I was just on top of my bed, where it was just me, and my PS2 was plugged into the small box TV, which was perched upon the Batman wardrobe. Just, oh my god, those were the days. Thank you, Insomniac Games. Once again, you've made an incredible series.
If anyone sees this video, feel free to share your Ratchet and Clank memories, whether that's in the comments or you want to make your own video and tell the world why this franchise is special to you. Thanks for watching.